Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, we are talking about Black Monday in the NFL. What is it? What's it like? Talk about a little bit about my own experience with what Black Monday is like. It's a bummer on many levels. I want to give my kind of personal take on it and then hopefully show how we can use it as an opportunity to continue to grow the game to make it better and better. Let's dive into it. Welcome to the QB School. So Black Monday, it's the first Monday after the last regular season game in the NFL. It's the day essentially where many head coaches, I shouldn't say many, every year it varies. It can be, as I've seen it, almost a quarter of the league, if not a quarter of the league. I'm sure people are going to tell me the exact number for the most ever, but it feels like usually a third or a quarter of the league, head coaches get fired. And really, from a fan's perspective, I remember growing up feeling like, yeah, he should be out of there. They should be out of there. But for me, as someone who was in it a little bit, not necessarily as a coach, but as a player, when the head coach gets fired, it basically transforms the organization. They're going to start anew. Assistant coaches getting fired. And it's not just, oh, hey, this happens on a Monday. Most organizations know this is going down for a number of weeks. So all of a sudden, the vibe in the building, different. All of a sudden, assistant coaches maybe have their doors closed a little bit more often. Maybe they're making phone calls, trying to line up their next job. Rarely is it a surprise. I'm not going to say never, but rarely is it a surprise. Oftentimes, it's a surprise when certain guys stay or get, you'll have what I would call maybe a cheap owner who doesn't necessarily want to make a change. But when there's a change at head coach, it not only impacts that coach and that coach's family, but all the assistant coaches. And really the bottom third of the roster too, because many of those guys on the roster are specific coaches guys. So when the new staff comes in, they're going to want to bring their people. They're going to want to start their own culture. They're going to want to start to draft and build what they want to build. So it turns over many layers of the organization. And for me, happened a handful of times, whether it was either in season or on Black Monday, but there's just no easy way to talk about it. You're talking about people's lives. Like, yeah, you're not going to feel sorry for very many NFL head coaches. They've made enough money to be set for a while. But a lot of these younger coaches, they're trying to catch on. Now they need to go find another job. They need to go tethered to someone else's star. And let's say the head coach gets another job as a coordinator. Well, maybe they can only take, 2 or 3 of the assistant coaches. So all these people are scrambling for jobs. And it's just this craziness and vibe and anxiety that is just a bummer on so many levels. And it really is. And it's part of the deal, but that's just the reality of it. And one little story that I have that I remember vividly was playing for the Vikings. I remember being in, I want to say it's Edinburgh. I'm probably messing up the town that it's in, that the practice facility's at, but we're at an old Chicago, like a pizza place at the bar after the last home game of the season. The quarterback's usually good friends with many of the staff or the coaches. And so we're there. I want to say there were a few quarterbacks there, a handful of players, but the vast majority of the assistant coaches were at Old Chicago with me and a handful of other players. And, you're just dealing with a bummer of a season. You didn't make the playoffs, you whatever. There's going to be change, on certain levels. And you don't know if the head coach is going to stick around. And Mike Tyson was the head coach at the time. Well, we're sitting there watching the Sunday night game, and on the ticker at the bottom, head coach, Minnesota Vikings, Mike Tice fired. Well, 10 people in the room just lost their job on the ticker. Yeah, you're not going to feel sorry for these guys. They're making 6-figure salaries. They're probably going to get another job. Not all of them do, though. Especially the assistant coaches. It's scramble mode. It's their families. They're moving. Their lives are picking up. And so to just sit there, I remember I'm just like this, and you just see real life flash across their face. And it's just, to me, it was a sobering thing on many levels. And it kind of reaffirmed a lot of my feelings about coaching and about what that life is like. But that time of year, this time of year, Black Monday, change. Yeah, there are things that need to be changed and some coaches need to go and, all of those things. And it's all these organizations' rights to be able to do that. But how it goes down, the way it's communicated, I feel for the families more than anything else. And that's really just kind of the essence of what I wanted to say. You know, you just don't understand that it's not just the head coach's wife. It's the assistant coaches. It's people that trickled all the way down to the very bottom part of the support staff about tethered to that head coach that are going to have to look for new jobs, move, pick up their families, and be part of this crazy circus that is the NFL. So just nuts day, and just want to look at it from a different perspective. And hopefully you guys enjoy kind of my little anecdotal story there about Eden Prairie. Eden Prairie, dang it, that's what it's called. Eden Prairie, nailed it. All right. The next thing I wanted to say about Black Monday is just that it continues, in my opinion, to be a huge opportunity for the league to be a trendsetter, to make sure that the coaching staffs represent the racial makeup of what's on the field. And right now it doesn't, whether it's because of nepotism, because of, cronyism, all these things where people are either hiring their small circle of friends that they only know these coaches, so the same coaches recycle and regurgitate in all these different jobs, or the fact that some of these young coaches are only getting opportunities because of their daddy. That's just the reality of it. I want to see coaching staffs, especially head coaches, coordinators, and quarterback coaches, look like the demographics of the game on the field. And so I think owners, general managers need to be intentional. You need to intentionally seek out those candidates. Just because they don't apply, not that people are applying for NFL jobs, but you have to intentionally seek out that representation. It's not good enough to do just the Rooney Rule, especially when you know exactly who your candidate is and it's just a token Rooney Rule kind of interview. I really challenge a lot of these people at these positions to make the coaching staff mirror the racial makeup and identity of the team. And I think when they do that, it will better serve not only the organization, but the game, and help the game maintain its strength and momentum and get a little mojo back into what the game has become. And so I think it's just an opportunity for the game to get stronger. And I'm really excited to see the league, hopefully at some point, make that change and make that kind of mojo go towards that kind of trajectory about making the coaching staff look like the racial makeup of the team on the field.